WCW 2000 makes its dramatic return in the form of WWE in 2020. I'm John Retlin with my review of the horror show at Extreme Rules. What the fuck was this? This was fucking goddamn garbage, despite the great efforts by a lot of the talents. This was fucking bullshit. Is Bruce Pritchard actually Vince Russo in disguise? Did they rehire Vince Russo? Did Vince McMahon go absolutely insane and just let goddamn idiots book this show? The answer to all those questions is probably. I don't know about rehiring Vince Russo, but Bruce Pritchard doesn't seem to be much better. This was fucking dog shit. I watched Slammiversary drop $40 on that last night after having not watched an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view live in 3 years. And you know what? Even though there were some matches I didn't care for, and the show wasn't great, and Josh Matthews' commentary was shit, check out my review if you want, I enjoyed 3 of the matches a lot more than I enjoyed anything on this show, which is a shame because I wanted to enjoy the show a whole lot. And I'm sorry, WWE's TV has been here and there during this whole, the whole empty arena, era, as I'm going to call it, the whole unfortunate, closed set era. The problem is their TV should push what is going to happen on pay-per-view. And yes, their special events are not really pay-per-view anymore. And sure, they're having to get creative with cinematic stuff and everything and stuff to, spark an interest. But my God, what the fuck was this show? Woo! I'm going to have to lower my voice here. Big E, then, shout out to Catwoman, Cat_Woman13, that is, for showing me, a clip of Big E saying the wood will be inside you. Big E is a goddamn treasure. Matchup was added to the pre-show. Kevin Owens versus I'm Not Your Buddy Pal, Murphy. So instantly Murphy just goes and fists Owens from behind. Very bizarre that he did that. Action was good. Murphy's ridiculous. Owens is also good. Beautiful brainbuster by Murphy. And then a great springboard moonsault by Owens. And eventually, super kick, stunner. Not a bad match. And, it was filler. Was it great? No, but you know what? It was acceptable. I can accept that it's there. Hopefully both these guys are utilized a little bit better in a more prominent spot on SummerSlam. And then, why is JBL still allowed on WWE programming in 2020? Because he's fucking goddamn rotten. His tie was so tight that it looked like his head was about to pop off. It was about to become a hot air balloon and just float up into the goddamn sky. My balloon, Moggle! So, a very spoopy intro. So I got a question, though, about this. Now, there were some clips and everything, and maybe I'm just reading too much into this. They showed at one point where it looked like this guy was invading this girl's dreams and put his hand over her mouth and drug her off. Given what's been going on with the whole speaking out thing, you maybe think you shouldn't have done that. I mean, I'm not saying it was intentional. But maybe be a little less tone deaf. Just a little. Just a little. And also, the intro was kind of shit, but it was kind of funny. New Day versus Cesaro and Nakamura tables match for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. Good match. Cesaro and Nakamura are a very good team. New Day's, of course, their, legacy speaks for itself. And Nakamura with the Pearl Harbor job at one point. Will you stop? Good old Gorilla Monsoon coming up with that. It was just great shit. Spear by Big E to the outside. Can he please stop doing that? I want Big E to be able to entertain us and also to be able to walk by the time he's 40 and beyond. He ain't going to make it to 40 if he keeps doing that shit, at least without being in a wheelchair. I'm serious. I know wrestling is dangerous. It's a high-impact sport. You put your body on the line. That's an unnecessary spot, as good as Big E is. Tables aplenty. And then Kofi was put through 2 tables, and Cesaro and Nakamura are the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I look forward to them not being defended that much on TV. It's a shame, because tag team wrestling can mean a whole lot in WWE, and it's kind of 50-50 between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Sometimes it's featured well, sometimes it's not. But tag team wrestling was a staple of, from Vince McMahon Sr., his days, running the WWF. And even in the 80s, and even in the early to mid-90s, they actually had some pretty good teams. But they just didn't want to feature them. And just don't fucking get it. But that being said, good match. This is a fine way to start out. The more I think about it, looking at these notes, it reminds me more of Battleground. Where maybe it's not quite that bad, but it's pretty close. Because anything that they had that they could have made good, they had dodgy finishes that just fucking killed it. So, you think of Alexa, Nikki, Asuka, and Kairi hopping around and everything. Nikki, you're going to win. You're gonna beat Bayley. I'm not going to lie to you about this match. I didn't care for it. It's Nikki versus Bayley, SmackDown Women's Championship, mainly because I knew how it was going to end. if the point is to make me not want to see Bayley and Sasha on my TVs again, mission accomplished. And I feel bad for saying that, because they are doing a lot of really good stuff, and they're doing their best to go across all three brands and work with people and, try to elevate not just the the women's tag team titles, but also just elevate women's divisions in general. They're doing a hell of a lot more than Charlotte ever fucking did. But I didn't care about the match. I didn't care. It wasn't that the action was bad, but this could have been on SmackDown. Could easily been on SmackDown. Now, the good news about this pay-per-view, it was over in 2.5 hours. But this just could have been on SmackDown. I know why it was there, but unfortunately, they kind of just mucked it all up with the match later. But, the Boss Nux, William Regal approved, 1, 2, 3, and Bayley retains, because of course she did. And her retaining that way is fine. And then we get Bray channeling Bella Lugosi. Pulls the string! Pulls the string! If you get that, I love you guys. He then says, roll the footage, and somebody rolls the karaoke showdown footage, which I gotta make out a little bit of a laugh. And I don't know what this was. I don't know why this was. This is a horror-themed thing in July. They should have saved it for October. Also bringing back Halloween Havoc. The U.S. title match is off the card. Apollo did not pass his pre-match physical. Could he possibly have contracted the virus? I hope not. I hope that maybe they were just taking precautions and everything, and he is okay. Regardless, I hope that he is all right, and I hope all you are okay. Before I get a little bit angry about this, I want to take a moment. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys are okay, staying as safe as possible. Remember to wear your damn mask. If people don't like that, oh well. That's just my take, and it's my channel, so I can say what I want. MVP with Lashley. MVP says he is the new champion via forfeit. Hooray, just what we need. Another guy in his mid-40s is champion. I know it's supposed to be for a storyline, but it's just not interesting. It's not. I don't really see the benefit to giving championships to part-time guys. Now, granted, the U.S. Championship hasn't meant shit in years. So maybe at this point, whatever, they'll just give it as a prop. Also, the new championship's ugly. SummerSlam ad, they're PC bound, but to be fair, you can't blame WWE for doing it. Rollins versus Ray, eye for an eye match. This was utter garbage. This was worse than I expected. They didn't even go cinematic with it and do CGI effects. I had a major problem with this because I thought that if they didn't have the stupid stipulation, then I could get invested, but I lashed out at this match, and I hated it. And it's not a blink and you miss it thing. This match was shit. This match was fucking shit. And again, you take the stipulation out of it and just make it a last man standing match or something, fine. But it wasn't even a good kind of bonkers. They didn't even go full on bullshit and do a CGI thing. They didn't even do that. I don't fucking understand why they didn't do that, because if they had done CGI, it would have been a whole lot better. And what could have actually worked in his favor was the fact they didn't do this fucking bullshit thing at the end. You know what, folks? Give me a second. I'm going to add a little bit of levity to this show. Hey. So somebody did not like the eye for an eye match. See, because he's got both his eyes. So I'm going to... I didn't bring you on camera last time. People were disappointed. Adopt, don't shop. Anyway. So, let's add a little bit. The producer had to make his appearance there. So, okay, what are we looking at here? Seth brings out some pliers. He's going to apply himself here. Shout out to Catwoman 13 again for using the melon baller thing. Thank you for that. Thank you. You made me laugh with that. A lot of people made me laugh during this. Rebar, an apron spot, the hardest part of the ring. Stabby with the legs of a chair. Oh. I just at this point, what the fuck am I supposed to say? It's an eye for an eye match. What the fuck? You got the Kane post spot where the Kane was set up in the post. Oh no, he's trying to stab him, and no, he didn't. And then we get steps, and we get Seth just, trying, but this match was absolutely abhorrent. This was abhorrent. What the fuck? This was worse than anything that WCW did in a cinematic sense. This was worse than the graveyard match. This was worse than Ric Flair being buried in the desert. This was terrible. No Dominic, so at least there's a plus. And no, I still don't know why I have such disdain for Dominic. But they continued to tease it with Ray's doing this and this. He's trying to, get Seth's eye in the stairs and stuff like that. And eventually, Seth got Ray's eye into the steps. And then he had a fake eye. On his glove. On his fucking glove. On his fucking glove. That's what they're doing. I'm losing my goddamn voice because I got nothing fucking left for this. A fake eye. I actually made it my cover photo on Twitter because I had literally nothing else to do. I was like, fuck it. You know what? I'll change it. A fucking fake eye. And then, oh no, the eye was detached, or wasn't detached, so maybe he'll be able to have his eye saved. Why did you make this stipulation if you were going to do this? Make it last man standing. Make it whatever. Just fucking hell. Fucking, that's all I gotta say. Garbage. Fucking garbage. And then Bayley feigns interest, and then praises herself, which actually was kind of fun. I actually like that. But then I'm like, okay, Sasha and Asuka are going to save it. Sasha is going to save us. And they did. For a bit. It was a Raw Women's Championship match. Kyrie was in Asuka. Kyrie was in Bayley's corner. Kyrie was in Asuka's corner. Bayley was in Sasha's corner. This was great shit. These two women are fucking fabulous. These are two of the best wrestlers out there. Not just women best wrestlers. Sasha, I'm worried though, with the way she bumps, that's gonna fucking end her career early. And I hope not, because I love Sasha. But even though I did say earlier that I'm getting a bit annoyed with how they keep doing this, and they're all over the 3 shows, at least it's serving a purpose. It's to annoy us and make their fans happy and annoy the rest of us. But at least they're trying, and they're trying to have some fun, and you can tell they're having a blast. The great counters, the strikes. Sasha focusing on the arms with various joint manipulation. And, trying to make it so Asuka can't lock on the Asuka lock. Sasha's wig came off at one point, though. And, I haven't had much hair for a while. And I'm sure that would be rather ridiculous. Anybody that has fake hair, or at least, some kind of hair piece. Don't do that if you're going to... just don't. Because it's dangerous. And it's kind of silly. And it takes away from it. And also it makes the performers, or the wrestlers, look silly. But that being said, I'm not even blaming either of them. It's just like, these things are bound to happen. And it's very good. And then Bayley tries to help, and everybody's down and everything. Asuka goes to miss Sasha, but no, the ref gets blinded. And then Asuka gets knocked out. And then Bayley puts on the ref shirt and counts down Asuka, and Sasha walks out as the champion. Even though Bayley wasn't an official referee. Now, yes, they've done shit where, like, Vince was a special guest referee at Over the Edge 98, and Austin couldn't touch him, but then did the whole thing where he put his hand down for 3. And they've done shit like that before. The reason why this is a messy finish, and I know what they're gonna fucking do. They're gonna either do a winner-take-all match, or they're gonna do a rematch tomorrow on Raw to pop a rating. Or they're gonna try to stretch it out to SummerSlam, have a winner-take-all match, and then maybe Sasha wins it there, and then maybe you have champ versus champ at Survivor Series. Here's the problem, though. Asuka, if they actually stick with this and have Sasha as, 2 belts, Sasha 2 belts and Bayley 2 belts, it just stretches out a story that does not need to keep being stretched out. It didn't do anything for the women. It didn't. I'm sorry. It didn't really heap any more heat on Sasha. It certainly didn't help Asuka. We'll see what happens on Raw. But I thought this ending was pretty much dog shit. Because it was like Vince Russo had booked the goddamn thing again. Anybody could just be a referee. Just put on a ref shirt. Hey, you, extra in the crowd. Recruit. Fuck. Get out here and be the ref. That's pretty much what they did. And then Charlie says stuff about Ray's eye, the optic nerve, and blood vessels. If they're all attached, he's okay. Dolph versus Drew. Extreme rules for Dolph only. If Drew gets counted out or disqualified, then Dolph wins the WWE Championship. This is much like Carlita versus Triple H at Unforgiven 2007. And roughly the same result. Because I didn't care about this match, and there were a few decent moments, but Drew won. Dolph lost. He couldn't win with all this shit, because Dolph's a fucking loser. And he has been for a while. It just... Why won't you die? I don't know why they need to include that line. I don't know what the fuck that was about. I didn't care. And I'm sorry. And I know people enjoyed this match. And by the way, if you guys enjoy any of the stuff that I'm ragging on here, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this show. But now, we get to the Wyatt Swamp fight. I didn't have any more paper to rip up here. Whoever did this If Bruce had something to do with it, I hope Bruce is chased out of wrestling. Vince deserves to be, sent to a retirement home for this shit. Whoever came up with this stuff needs to be fucking kicked out of wrestling. I knew it was going to be cinematic shit. The Boneyard match, while stupid, was at least fun. It wasn't great, it wasn't wrestling, and this isn't wrestling either. Braun shows up in a vehicle, could have just run Bray over in his rocking chair, but nope, the lights go out and everything, and then Braun and Bray fight a bit, and then, Braun's knocked out, and then they do like a 20,000 year play, 20,000 year long play, like but all one act in the shed. It just fucking went on forever. No, I'll never submit to you. This was stupid. This was stupid. This is a feud I did not care about. This was fucking dog shit. And then Braun escapes. These weird guys attack. One guy gets set on fire. Because why the fuck not? I mean, it kind of reminds me of that one, I remember one MST or whatever. It's like Hobgoblins, where the guy got set on fire the guy got caught on fire when he he fell on the grenade or whatever it was. If you've never seen Hobgoblins, you need to go check it out. But check out only the MST version. Do not check out the actual movie. It's shit. My fajita plate was really hot and I touched it. My fajita plate, that is. Anyway, so what happened in the rest of it? Alexa Bliss shows up as Goth, Sister Abigail, Sister Alexa Gale, I guess. I don't fucking know. And then Braun and Bray are fighting out on a pier or somewhere. It's like Freddy versus Jason, only shit. And Freddy versus Jason wasn't even great. Then he chokeslams him in a boat. Then the boat comes back. And then they fight a little more. And then red goo pops out in the goddamn water because it looks like Bray's done for and everything. And Braun's like, oh, it's over and this kind of stuff. And then they keep faking us out with the fake out stuff like an NXT thing. And then the Fiend shows up. I'm done. Fuck this pay-per-view. Fuck the gut. I fucking hated it. If I was grading, you know what I would fucking give it. And it's a shame because the effort was there in some of those matches. This was shit. If you guys liked it, I hope so. I didn't. I fucking hate it. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. Fuck this pay-per-view, and I'll see you soon.